is too hot for that shit. Let me tell you what, too hot for anything.
And that's how we're opening the video. Okay.
Yep.
So I have two little things here. We have a Universal Yums box, and I have what is most likely a book from ACT International.
Damn.
Lancelot Chalbert. So we're going to open this first, because I'm confused, as always.
Yeah, 24/7 confusion.
Yeah.
Being humans.
My arm has been hurting pretty much since we got the new washer and dryer.
Oh,
It is a copy of that book. About bloody time. I could have listened to it by now. Okay, so I want a book on Goodreads. Oh, let's see. In February?
Goddamn.
And after like 8 to 10 weeks, I clicked that I never received it. So about 2 weeks later, I received in the mail, so this would be late April, a letter from the author that gave me a code to download an ebook and a code to download an audiobook. I tend to like audiobooks. But I really like to read along with it if I can. So they just now arrived the hardcover. This is called Bellhammers by Lancelot Chalbert. It's the true folk tale of Little Egypt. Pranks, oil, protest, jokes between newlyweds, and one hilarious siege of a major corporation. Remy grows up with Beth in Bellhammer, Illinois, as oil and coal companies rob the land of everything that made it paradise. Under his granddad, he learns how to properly prank his neighbors, friends, and foes. Beth tries to fix Remy by taking him to church. Under his daddy, Remy starts the Bellhammer Construction Company, which depends on contracts from Texaco Oil, and Beth argues with him about how to build a better business. Together, Remy and Beth start to build a great neighborhood of merry men, carpenters, a paradise of s'mores, porch furniture, newborn babies, and summer trips to Branson, where their boys pop the tops off. Pop the tops. I think they had these words backwards, because this says of off. I think it's supposed to say off of the neighborhood's 200 soda bottles. Their witty banter builds a kind of castle among the growing nostalgia. Okay. I think I'm not reading this right. Anyway, then one of Jim Johnstone's faulty Texaco oil derricks falls down on their house and poisons their neighborhood's well. Poisoned wells escalate to torched doghouses. Torched doghouses escalate to stolen carpentry tools and canceled contracts. Canceled contracts escalate to eminent domain. Sick of the attacks from Texaco Oil on his neighborhood, Remy assembles his merry men. We need the world's greatest prank. One grand, glorious jest that'll bloody the nose of that tyrant. Besides pranks and jokes, don't get no consequences, right? So this could be very interesting. Bellhammer's The True Folk Tale of Little Egypt, a novel.
Oh boy.
Interesting. It sounds like there's a lot packed into there. We shall see. Now, I will say that this box came in much better condition than the previous boxes. Almost as good as the first box we got. But because of circumstances at the moment, I'm still going to cancel it, I think. There's stuff going on. So at work, I am no longer working with the client I was working with, and they are training me at various houses to try to find a place for me. So, yeah, it's been an interesting couple days. But I trained with a new client yesterday, and this kid loves to play basketball. So guess what I was doing yesterday?
Oh, fuck. That is something you never do.
Well, my
God
arm
damn.
was already hurting from when I moved the washer and dryer when the new washer came.
Which was several months ago.
Well, that was
Or
what?
was that?
April.
Yeah, either April or May.
Mid-April.
Yeah, April.
April 20th when we bought the thing. So it was. I only know that because that's the due date for the bills. My arm's been hurting since then because I jacked my shoulder. It's just been hurting. And then it's kind of moved from my shoulder down into my elbow. I've had issues with tennis elbow before. It's a thing.
And yet you weren't playing tennis. Instead you were playing basketball.
I was playing basketball yesterday. And I have felt horrible all day. I think I got too much sun. But
and that's when we ever go outside aside from at night at work.
Yeah, well, considering I normally work midnight to 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And I went in yesterday and spent an hour at the office reading through the paperwork and stuff. And then at 3:30, I was at this guy's house. Most of that time that was daylight, we were outside.
Yeah.
We did run to McDonald's because he wanted to get a drink and wanted to go to the library. So we went to the library. But we were only gone, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes. It wasn't that long. So max an hour.
Yeah.
The rest of the time we were outside.
Damn.
And then, once it started getting dark, you had to go in and take a shower and stuff and go to bed. And then we had some stuff we had to do. And anyway, things and stuff.
Oh.
All right, so we have United Kingdom this month. I had already said this was probably going to be the last box anyway, so not a big surprise that I'm planning on canceling.
Off to a good start, I see. Salt and vinegar.
Uh-huh. Not sure about this one. So United Kingdom. And here we kind of have a little map of things. It says Loganair Westray and Papa Westray. The route between these two Scottish isles holds the world record for the shortest scheduled passenger flight at just 53 seconds.
Huh.
Takes you longer to get on the plane than to fly.
Just walk
So
there.
that's here. Well, there's probably enough distance you can't do that. I mean, it is islands.
Yeah,
So that's these little islands up here. Orkney, Scotland. Stonehenge isn't the only standing stones in the UK. Scotland's stones of Stennis outdated by at least 400 years.
Huh.
The 4 20-foot stones were likely built by the Neolithic people who once lived in the area, but their exact purpose remains unknown. So that's up here, also in the islands. County Antrim, Northern Ireland. Where is that? That's over here. Legend has it that 2 giants once fought in this region of Northern Ireland. Upon his defeat, one of them ripped apart the earth as he fled back to Scotland, creating what's now known as the Giant's Causeway. So that's here. I've heard of that.
Huh.
I was thinking it was closer to London, but it's on the whole other island. Longton, England. Banana and Toffee equals one of Britain's greatest hits since 1950. Learn all about it on page 7. So that'll be in the booklet. And that is over here. I bet that's Banoffee.
Probably.
Cardiff, Wales. I bet you know something that happens in Cardiff, Wales. Pretty sure it's Cardiff. Wales has more castles per capita than any other country in Europe, including the very old 1,969 years to be exact, Cardiff Castle.
Damn.
So that's here. You know what else takes place, I believe, in Cardiff?
Interesting shit.
Yes. If I say the phrase sonic screwdriver,
Oh,
will that
Dr.
give
Who?
you a hint? Yeah. They filmed Dr. Who Doctor Who in Wales, and I believe it's in Cardiff. I think the studio's in Cardiff.
Huh.
London, England. Well, I didn't realize London, England was all the way down here.
Damn.
At Queen Victoria's 1840 wedding at the Royal Chapel in St. James Place, she single-handedly set the trend of the white wedding dress.
Huh.
Previously, brides just wore the best dress they owned.
Hmm.
So England's down here. Didn't realize England was at the bottom. And the usual stuff. They have the chart where we can rank the things and let's take a final moment to reflect. Which of the yums reminded you most of Werther's original caramels, a carnival snack, soused pig's face? Soused pig's face? If you know, you know. Well, I don't know.
I don't know anything. I'm just a cat.
But anyway, there's that. And as always, we have stickers.
Yay.
I do love the stickers. I think that's a really nice touch. Okay, United Kingdom. Hold on a second. Let me grab my drink. I don't have enough room over here to set it on the table. I got too much other junk on the table. That might be enough room. Okay. There we go. All right. 11 and a half minutes and we still haven't even looked at the food yet.
Oh boy.
It says, care for a spot of tea? A blast from the past or a look into modern British culture? The answer is both. Brits have been enjoying tea time since 1840 and the menu hasn't changed much since then.
Huh.
Scones, sandwiches, and small sweets like cookies and pastries would be served alongside a steaming pot of black tea.
Huh.
I love tea. I am absolutely a tea drinker. That said, I'm drinking water today. But, yeah, totally a tea drinker. And I say scones because that's the American pronunciation. There are people who say scones. I don't know what's proper because even in Britain, they argue about it. So, whatever. Scones. All the way from China. Before the 1650s, Brits were drinking coffee.
Huh.
But when Dutch traders started bringing tea to Europe, it became the hot new fad among English nobles. It was considered a rare delicacy that could only be enjoyed by the elite. Fast forward to the 18th century. As taxes placed on tea decreased, it became more accessible to everyday people. But the teapot tea was brewed in was still made of expensive porcelain.
Huh.
That's when Josiah Wedgwood took to the scene, taking inspiration from traditional Chinese porcelain teapots. He adapted the design to create a cream earthenware teapot that was not only more durable than current pots, but also more affordable. It's this style of teapot that's used today by families all across the UK. Yeah, Wedgwood affordable? On what planet? Today, Wedgwood is very expensive.
Yeah.
They probably have a cheaper version if it's, still used by families across the country, but to get it here, whoo, you can't touch it, man. Stuff's expensive.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. PR boost in the 19th century. The temperance movement, which discouraged the drinking and selling of alcohol, created an opportunity in the market. As taxes on tea had lowered by this point in time, coffee houses began offering tea as an alcohol-free alternative.
Huh.
And while the idea of abstaining from alcohol didn't last, the country's newfound love of tea did and continues to this day.
Huh.
Elevenses, appropriately served at 11 a.m., is a late morning break with tea and scones or biscuits. All right, I'm cool with that. Breakfast, second breakfast. What is it? Breakfast, second breakfast, 11ses, lunch, tea and dinner? Is that how it goes?
No idea.
I think 11ses is a good idea. Afternoon tea. first appeared in the 1800s. There was often a long gap between lunchtime and dinner, so afternoon tea bridged that gap around 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. with a mini meal of tea, scones, cakes, and other various sweets. There are plenty of yums in this box, like the Bristow's rhubarb and custard bonbons, Grandma Wild's Odie biscuits, and Dean's all butter shortbread cookies that are the perfect accompaniment for afternoon tea. Then there's high tea.
Oh boy.
High tea sounds like it should be the fanciest, but it originated with the lower class. A meal would be eaten after work and would include hot foods like meat, eggs, and bread, along with strong tea. The term high tea, or the term high, was meant to describe the table it was eaten on, as afternoon tea was served on low tables.
Huh.
Okay, so you heard of coffee tables, they're also tea tables, and they are low, generally sits in front of your furniture, so that while you're in your sitting room or whatever parlor, you can have the tea service or coffee service right in front of you. And then I guess high tea, then you move to a regular table.
Huh.
Because you're having a more advanced meal. And we have trivia as usual. Go bananas for English toffee.
Oh boy.
Bananas English origin. Believe it or not, the bananas eaten today are completely different than the ones enjoyed before the 1950s. The original bananas were smaller, sweeter, and full of big round seeds. But when a disease wiped out this early banana, many thought the world would never taste their deliciousness again. Luckily, Duke William Cavendish had brought the fruit back to England and was able to grow an entirely new variety, the Cavendish banana, which is eaten today.
Huh.
Well, how about that? Toffee's tasty beginning. Nothing says British candy like toffee, but how did it come to be in the first place? It all started in the 19th century in England's Caribbean colonies. The area was known for producing tons of sugar, so it was only natural that people get creative when there was excess. The sugar was combined with butter, producing slabs of hard, chewy toffee. So hard, in fact, that locals had to use hammers to break them into shareable pieces.
Huh.
How they came together. It wasn't until 1921 that the British started using bananas in desserts. After banana pudding gained popularity, the fruit started appearing in all sorts of confectionaries, including the Brits' beloved toffee. One of the last. The British craze for banana toffee hit its peak in the 1950s, but as time passed, the biggest candy makers left it in the past, which is what makes this yummy banana toffee so special. Walker's Nonsuch is one of the few confectioners in the UK that still makes the classic combo. So give it a whack, a taste, and be instantly transported to the annals of British candy history. So let's find it. Here it is. Ah, yummy banana toffee.
Huh.
Whack, then unwrap, and enjoy. So there we go. We just read the whole history about it. So and here goes the sinuses. Because I can't do a video without my sinuses going nuts. Hey, 19 minutes in, we might actually get to taste something.
Maybe.
Well, here, half for you. Where's my tissue? Here's a tissue. Because nobody needs to see that. Okay. Ugh. So it's like in little chunks. Which, smacking it was supposed to, I guess, break it apart. But it's been so hot that it just wants to stretch.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's alright. There's a little bit of a banana flavor there, but it tastes more like caramel.
Yeah.
If you like caramel, it's good. Very chewy. I'll save the rest of that for later. Because if I sit here and chew caramel, it'll take another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
But see, when I read the word toffee, I was thinking the crunchy stuff. I wasn't thinking chewy. But I like the chewy caramel. Okay, this is Grandma Wild Oat Bar. Chewy oat bar with a white chocolatey top and raspberry swirl. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm already excited. White chocolate and raspberry, that goes together to me for me, so. It's not a trip to Yorkshire without a taste of flapjacks. And that's not just a fancy word for pancakes when you're in England. Words are not working today. Instead of the pillow soft cakes that many associate with the name, there's something completely different to the British. Tender, buttery oat bars. And this version takes the recipe a step further. Inspired by the classic Cherry Bakewell, a pastry filled with sponge cake and jam, by adding a swirl of tangy raspberry on top. So it's an oat bar with white chocolate and raspberry. Sounds good to me. Now, if I could just breathe. So that's what it looks like. A lot of the raspberry stuff stuck to the wrapper. Nice and soft.
Yeah.
And crumbly.
Smells good.
It is good. I think it's Snack Crate that was talking about all the Cadbury stuff. I don't think we got Cadbury in this box. Oh.
Yeah.
I did see something that I hear about all the time that I wanted to try. I gotta be careful not to, like, show myself on screen. Yeah, I like this. I would say if you like a chewy oatmeal cookie, you would probably enjoy this. The white chocolate stuff is kind of like just like frosting, almost. It's real creamy. Personally, I would like a little bit more of the raspberry,
Yeah.
but I love raspberry, so that shouldn't be a surprise to anybody that I would want more. And then, a lot of it stuck to the wrapper. Okay. Set the wrapper aside. I'm not sure. Okay, we got a couple savory things and we got a couple sweet things, and then
Oh boy.
they're bouncing us back and forth. Kent Crisp's Lamb and Rosemary.
Huh.
I said, I'm not sure about this one. I don't know much about lamb. The only time I've ever had it is when it's mixed with beef on a gyro kebab thing. When they carve it down. I don't think I've ever had it otherwise. And I'm not a fan of rosemary because I think it tastes like soap.
Huh.
So we'll see. We'll give it a try. Other people just love rosemary. To me, it tastes like soap. Okay, so savory yet meatless chips with lamb and rosemary flavor. There's no meal more inherently British than a proper Sunday roast. The ultimate comfort food consisting of juicy, slow-roasted meat, potatoes, veggies, and a rich gravy seasoned with herbs. This traditional meal dates all the way back to the 15th century when folks would use a communal church or bakery oven to make enough food to last the week. The star of the Sunday roast would most commonly be beef or lamb, which makes these completely vegetarian lamb and rosemary crisps a snacky taste of British dinner tradition. Sunday roast sounds good. I mean, I would be happy with, like a really nice slow roasted beef roast as long as it didn't get dried out. And, I mean, roast potatoes and some veggies and gravy. Who wouldn't love that? Unless, of course, you're vegetarian and don't eat that stuff. But, I mean, the potatoes and veggies, that'd be alright. Just looks like a regular chip.
It smells like food, alright.
I wouldn't know. My nose doesn't work, remember? All it does is drip.
Old people issues. Man, not bad. Honestly.
Tastes like a chip. Or a crisp. Didn't taste like soap, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But I don't really taste anything other than chip. I mean, like regular potato chip.
Yeah. I taste a little something, I don't know what
Yeah,
it is.
it's so little, though. It's very subtle. Well, if I wipe the dust off the inside of the packet, even then, it's not a real strong flavor. It just tastes like a really good kettle cooked chip.
Yeah.
I think the packaging is pretty.
Yeah.
What's next? Okay, so I don't know about this one,
Oh,
since I'm not a huge fan of onion.
that's more my thing, honestly.
I have a feeling these are going to be kind of like a Funyun.
Probably. It's two things onion, at least.
Onion is huge.
Yeah. Which is more my thing
Okay,
anyway, so.
Johnny's pickled onion rings. Crunchy rings that taste just like pickled onions. Now, see, when I'm thinking pickled onions, I'm thinking of the onions that used to come in my dad's jar of sweet pickles. It would come with the sweet pickle and the onion and like cauliflower, and that's what I think of with pickled onion. I don't know if that's what they're talking about, but that's what comes to mind when I hear the phrase pickled onion. Hanging out in a pub with your mates is one of Britain's favorite pastimes. And with 27,650 across the entire UK,
Damn.
that keep me busy for a while, going
Yeah.
from pub to pub.
Oh boy.
How long would it take me to go to 27,000 plus?
No idea. Probably more pubs.
Probably by the time I get to 27,000, they would have opened another bunch.
That's more pubs than I think bars in the U.S. Damn.
Oh.
And there's a lot of bars here.
Keep in mind, the U.S. is the size of all of Europe, including England.
Damn.
Or the U.K.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's within, I think, was it 1,000 square miles difference or something? Less than that. It's less than 1,000 square miles difference
Hmm.
between just the United States and all of Europe,
Oh boy.
including the UK.
Huh.
So I'm sure it's pretty close,
Yeah.
if not more, here.
Yeah.
Where was I? With 27,650 across the entire UK, there's one thing that's almost that, huh? I, I think it's supposed to be that and not that. There's one thing that almost all of them have in common. Patrons at the bar are likely to be served up a jar of pickled onions. Onions doused in malt vinegar are an essential part of the ploughman's lunch, a meal consisting of bread, cheese, and pickled onions. In fact, many pub goers snack on these zesty pearl onions straight out of the jar. Dig into this addictive pickled onion-inspired corn rings to experience the tangy tradition. Now, I do love malt vinegar. I'm all about the malt vinegar.
Yeah.
That's why I like getting fish.
Huh.
I like a battered fish, and then I douse it in malt vinegar.
Yeah.
I would be fine living on fish and chips.
Yeah.
Having that as part of my regular meal. Okay, so that's what they look like. They're very small. They kind of remind me of a round Cheeto.
Yeah.
I'm getting more of the malt vinegar than I am the onion. I don't hate them. That's a good thing. Although, as I have said several times before, I think my tastes are changing.
Yeah, because didn't you not like,
Sour cream and onion chips?
yeah.
And now what do I buy when I go to the store?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's all Japan Crate's fault. Oh, that's this. Oh. I thought this was going to be like a something else, like more of a brownie feeling thing. But no, these are little round things. Bristow's rhubarb and custard bonbons. Chewy candies with rhubarb and custard flavor. In England, few desserts are as fancied as the Fool. No, not a dessert involving clowns. In Britain, Fool refers to an extremely popular parfait made of alternating layers of custard and boiled rhubarb. The parfait isn't the only way the custard combo is enjoyed. From puddings to cakes to ice cream, it's such a popular flavor that it wouldn't be a trip to the UK without a taste. And with these bonbons, be careful. You'll want to suck, then chew for a foolproof tasting experience. I don't mind rhubarb. My grandma used to make rhubarb, like a rhubarb sauce all the time, and we would eat it over like pound cake, like as if it was strawberry shortcake. We would have it with rhubarb. And I think rhubarb's really popular in, is it Minnesota?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
So they're kind of yellow on one side and pink on the other. Well, the pink would be the rhubarb part, and the yellow is probably the custard part.
Yeah, probably.
Hmm. And a little sharpness there, and I like that. It's like slightly tart. Why didn't we do the two onion things together?
No idea.
What do you think?
Yeah, it's not
Pretty
bad.
good, huh?
Yeah.
I've never actually cooked rhubarb before. We have a plant out there that looks like rhubarb, but I'm not sure if it is. If it is, it's a wild rhubarb. So I don't know if that would be an edible thing or not. I don't know if it's even rhubarb.
Yeah.
But it kind of looks like it. But I know there's other things in that same plant family that look like it that aren't like food. Okay, these are Taylor's Potato Crisps, mature cheddar and onion. Super cheesy chips with an oniony zing. I do like the sour cream and cheddar, so maybe I'll like the onion and cheddar. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
For over 200 years, Brits have gathered at Cooper's Hill in Gloucester, England, for the annual Cheese Rolling Festival.
Oh boy.
I think they just recently had it.
Huh.
I heard somebody mention it not too long ago. The rules? A wheel of cheese is rolled down the hill, and the first person to catch it wins. The prize? The wheel of cheese, of course.
Yay.
That's a good prize to me. I like cheese.
Yeah.
These cheddar and onion crisps may not be the ideal shape for rolling, but they are one of the UK's most classic flavors. I'm not very fast, so I don't think I would be very good at trying to catch a rolling wheel of cheese. But I would love that as a prize.
Yeah. And I wonder how big that hill is, because
I'm wondering how big the wheel of cheese is.
Yeah, because that too. Like both those things. I got a theory. If the hill, once the cheese rolls down and then it reaches the end of the hill, all you have to do
is pick it up.
Yeah, that and just have everybody just wait until the cheese just gets to the end, and then everyone
Yeah,
run.
but you probably have to chase it.
Probably.
So again, they just look like regular chips or crisps.
Oh yeah. Yep, that's pretty good.
They're all right. It's not a super strong onion flavor, but it's there. I can taste it. I'm still not a huge fan of onion. They're all right. I like the other ones better. Okay. Looking forward to those though.
Yeah.
Because if anybody's gonna do sea salt and malt vinegar,
yeah, it's gonna be.
It's gonna be the UK.
Yeah.
They kind of look like nerds.
Huh.
I get that onion flavor out. Okay, these are called Blackcurrant Millions. Oh, I think maybe this end opens? I don't know. One of the ends opens, I'm sure. Tiny chewy candies that taste just like blackcurrant. Nothing says nostalgia like looking back on childhood candies, and for that, look no further than Millions. No British childhood is complete without a heaping handful of these itty-bitty sweets loaded with fruity flavor. It's kind of like the UK version of Nerds. Didn't I just say I think it looks like Nerds?
Yeah.
They do. They look like Nerds. Now, blackcurrant is interesting. It's not very well known in the United States, and I don't know if it still is, but at one point, blackcurrant was illegal to grow in the United States.
Huh.
I want to say it's supposed to be similar to black raspberry, but I'm not positive. Okay. All right, Nico, give me your paw. I don't know how well I can hold them up without dumping them. Can y'all see them? They kind of look like Nerds. I'm trying to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say they're similar to a black raspberry.
Yeah.
And as somebody who loves raspberry. When I saw this in here, I was really excited. They're kind of a chewy nerd.
Yeah.
They're sticking in my teeth. That's why it's taking me so long. Excuse me. Ugh. Next we have Jammy Dodgers. I hear about these all the time. It's like all the British shows I watch, they always talk about Jammy Dodgers. And I've been wanting to try them. I get to, finally. Raspberry Jammy Dodgers. Crumbly cookies with a raspberry filling. These British biscuits may appear simple at first. A sweet, sticky layer of raspberry jam sandwiched between two crunchy butter cookies. And I got a tickle in my throat and I'm going to cough all the way through the rest of this. But it's that simplicity that made them the most popular cookie in the UK. Made in Wales, Jammy Dodgers are the UK's best-selling children's biscuit, though 40% of cookies sold are actually eaten by adults. A staple in nearly every home, this fun and fruity classic is a nostalgic treat that many British families have enjoyed for years. I hope I'm not disappointed.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to try these for quite some time. And see, I watch a lot of British shows on YouTube. And a lot of them are like the game and panel shows. So I watch like Would I Lie to You, which is hysterical. I watch generally the Pointless Celebrities instead of the regular one, because they don't seem to put the regular one on as often. What other ones? Taskmaster. They tried to bring Taskmaster to the United States, and they just got the wrong person to be the Taskmaster, and it failed miserably. I don't think they got the gist of it to present it the right way here. It's a great show. Check it out. They're on like season 17, I think.
Damn.
Something like that. Or they just finished season 17? I don't know. It's all over YouTube. You can get it. I like the Big Fat Quiz, whether it's of the year, of the decade, of everything, whatever. Any of the Big Fat Quizzes. I like QI, which is... I don't know how to explain QI. It's kind of a chat show, I guess, or a panel show. It's got like 4 celebrities plus a host, who is also, pretty well known. Currently, it's Sandy Toksvig, who is a very, very funny comedian. Before her, it was Stephen Fry, who also did a lot of comedy stuff. He was partnered with Hugh Laurie for years as part of Fry and Laurie. And he also writes books, and he's very posh. Very knowledgeable. He knows a lot of stuff. And so they kind of lead this discussion. And they get points if they get questions right. But it's what we've been watching, Whose Line? The points don't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't win a prize or anything. There's a couple other ones. Have I Got News for You? But I don't really watch that one very often. Mock the Week, I watch occasionally. Richard Osman's House of Games. If you are into reading, Richard Osman he's the one that wrote the Thursday Murder Club series. It's on like book 5 or something now, I think. He's very, very funny, and he shows up on all the different shows. He's like the co-host of Pointless, and he's been on Would I Lie to You and a whole bunch of the others. He shows up all the time, but he also has his own game show where it's celebrities that play the games, but they're really good games. I sit and play along. So, I mean, it's really fun. What else? I don't know. I really enjoy the British game shows and chat shows and stuff. So, kind of. They always talk about Jammy Dodgers, and I think they did on Doctor Who at one point too. I know it was fish fingers and custard and jelly babies, and I think they talked about Jammy Dodgers at one point.
Probably.
Not what I expected.
Eh.
And I knew I was going to say this as soon as I saw them.
Huh.
Needs more of the filling.
Yeah.
I say that every time we get one of these style cookies. Oh, it always needs a little bit more of the filling. I want to taste it.
Yeah.
The butter cookies are good. And as I said, crumbly. They're definitely crumbly.
Yeah. Oh.
Be easy enough to make your own, though.
Yeah.
Just get a real good buttery shortbread recipe. And then you can put as much filling as you want. I just got a shot of raspberry there. Yeah, I like that filling.
Yeah.
I'm happy with them. They're pretty much exactly what I expected.
Yeah, I find it weird.
Hmm.
Like, I've been watching more Who's One on YouTube. They have like the full episodes of the Aisha Tyler ones, but I can't find any of the full ones with Drew Carey, which is weird because Drew Carey is the first older version, and you'd think that one would be
Yeah,
the
he's
one.
the first American host.
Yeah, first American one. You'd think that would be the one that they
Well,
would.
how there's one that's y'all can't see it, but on the TV behind you, we have the British one pulled up. That's just what my thing pulled up on me.
Yeah.
When the previous video ended.
Yeah.
And it's like a compilation of a whole bunch of different ones.
Yeah.
That's what I've been finding. I'll find like a compilation of hoedowns, and it'll be like 2 hours of hoedown.
Yeah.
Or props, and it'll be 2 hours of props.
Yeah. But never the full episode.
But I'm having more fun with that because, like, Party Quirks, that's one of my favorite of their things.
Yeah.
I'd sit and watch 2 hours of that. It'd be like, that's it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Or the one where it's usually Colin in front of the green screen doing the news report.
Oh, yeah, those.
There was a compilation of all of those, and I'm loving that because that way I can pick. I really like this game. Let's watch that.
Yeah, that's the same thing with Scenes from a Hat. It's a pretty good one as well.
It can be if they get some good ones.
Yeah.
They did the one where they were making up the musical or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Fluff Your Garfield.
Oh yeah.
I kept saying when Improvaganza was on, which was kind of a spin-off because it's the same guys.
Yeah.
But they were like actually in Vegas. It was a Vegas show for a while, and they filmed it. And I kept thinking it would have been so much fun to be in the audience, and when they asked for lines on the slips of paper, I would have put Fluff Your Garfield just a call back to the other show.
Yeah, see how Ma'am would remember the
yes, just crack them up. Okay, this is Bristow's Clotted Cream Fudge. Chewy candies flavored like British clotted cream. When it comes to the UK's famous clotted cream, there are 2 places to head to. Devon, where this fudge is from, and Cornwall. Both of these English counties claim to have invented clotted cream, a rich spread made when hot cream is slowly cooled, creating clots of cream. And both countries still compete over who makes it best. The process of making it is the same in both places, so the real difference comes down to the pastures the cows were raised on.
Huh.
I always thought it was Devon. I always hear Devonshire clotted cream. I have never had clotted cream that I know of, unless when I have poured cream into tea and it kind of clots a little bit. Is that the same? I mean, that just says it's heated up cream. So maybe that's the thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I imagine these are going to taste a lot like caramel.
yeah, probably.
Because when you make caramel, it's butter and sugar, and then you add cream.
Yeah,
They look like caramels.
yeah.
And I like that they're individually wrapped.
And they're kind of hard like caramel as well. Kind of harder to.
Well, some caramels can be harder than others.
Yeah.
When I make my microwave caramel, I can't get it to get hard.
Yeah,
It stays
smells
real
like it,
soft
too.
and chewy.
Yeah, it smells like caramel too.
So,
So.
I mean, it reminds me of a Kraft caramel.
Yeah.
But it's got the texture of fudge.
Hmm.
And it is so incredibly sweet. Can you put this in the trash can, please? I don't eat a lot of fudge because it's so sweet.
Yeah.
And believe me, I got a sweet tooth, but some things are too sweet.
Yeah.
And fudge is one of them. So this little bite of fudge, that'll last me for a while.
Yeah.
Trash can, please. I hope you put your wrapper in the trash can. Not on the floor. Put it in the trash can.
Well, it's not my fault. The wind was blowing it away. It's the wind.
Dude, I will still pop you one with my sore arm. I will box your ears. I dumped the stuff out of this box and put those ears right in it. Put the trash in the trash can.
If I can find it.
You would think, 24 and a half years old, he would know how to put something in a trash can.
I know how to do it. I just don't give a shit. That's the thing. I don't care about
And
anything.
that's why the house is always a mess.
Yeah. Essentially.
And it drives me nuts.
You are nuts.
This is a lot. This is a big pack.
Damn.
It's
Yeah.
heavy. Looking forward to this one.
Yorkshire pudding and pancakes. Doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, but we'd have to make it ourselves.
Yeah,
So that's going to go into the box of do-it-yourself kits.
Which is going to take forever to make videos on because we have so many.
Burt's Sea Salt and Malt Vinegar. Salty chips with a malt vinegar zing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to these. Order at a traditional fish and chip stand, and customers are presented with a basket of fish wrapped in newspaper, accompanied by a bottle of malt vinegar. The combination is so iconic that many people automatically associate the tangy condiment with British cuisine. But the truth is that fish and chips is one of the only ways they use it. Huh. The mildly sweet vinegar tang cuts through the heavy fried taste, a match made in heaven. It does. It really does.
Yeah.
These may not be the chips they were talking about. In Britain, fries are called chips, and potato chips are called crisps. But the combination of malt vinegar and fried potatoes works just as well. Oh yeah, we are salt and vinegar chip fiends here.
Yep.
Where is it?
Somewhere.
When we went to, will you stop? Stuff wants to fall all the time. I'm getting tired of it. I got too much crap. When we went to Red Lobster a couple weeks ago, I ordered the fish and chips, and they served it in this kind of a wax paper that looks like a newspaper to give you the idea of it being a British thing.
Yeah.
I think I explained that to you, didn't I?
Probably.
Okay. But yeah, anytime I get a battered fish, battered fried fish, I douse it in malt vinegar. I think I'm British at heart.
Yeah, probably. We might have a little bit in us.
We do.
Yeah.
We have Scottish, Irish, Welsh, and English.
Oh, yeah.
Mmm. These are so good.
Yep.
Ooh, and here's a curled up one. I love it when potato chips are curled up.
Yeah.
Not that it doesn't really taste any different, but Something about, I don't know, crunch is different.
Yeah.
These are so good. I would have been happy with just a whole box of these.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Definitely one of my favorite things in the box.
Yeah.
Here we go, drip, drip, drip again. All right. I'm not sure how this is going to go after having vinegar chips.
Oh God.
Bristo's Sour Blue Raspberry Bonbons.
Hmm.
Super chewy, extra tangy raspberry candies. The British should let's try that again. The British sure do love their berries. From blackberry pie to gooseberry jam, the folks across the pond definitely know how to take a good thing and run with it. That goes doubly so for raspberries. With 9 different varieties grown across the UK, it's no wonder they end up in cookies, cocktails, and blue raspberry bonbons. Expect sweet and sour berry tang. But they also love their black currant, which is very similar. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah. So they're very similar to the raspberry custard, or the rhubarb custard ones. But they're supposed to be sour. They're a little sour. I would rank them up about the same as like a Sour Patch Kid. I think I got a particularly sour one.
Yeah.
We're not going to drink this. Ha! First ingredient's carbonated water. Okay. I was going to say, that doesn't look very good. Something's wrong with it. But no, there's nothing wrong with it. You're not going to want it.
Yeah.
I can already tell. Brazil nut toffee.
Oh God.
You can see the nuts. That's what I thought. Oh, that doesn't look good. But no, that's the chunks of nut.
Yeah.
Buttery toffee with whole Brazil nuts. Whereas when I was a little kid, I called them Brazil nuts because I didn't know I didn't know.
Yeah.
Brazil nuts. When it comes to good toffee, it's all about color. Butter and sugar are melted together until they reach just the right shade of amber, called the hard crack. After hitting peak coloration, Brazil nuts are added to the pot, giving this particular variant of English toffee a slightly enhanced flavor from the banana toffee also included in the box. It's a bit more buttery and perfect for slapping, sharing, or spreading across a few days of snacking. Yeah, I think my queasiness earlier, I just needed to eat. I feel better now.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, come on. Well, here's what the whole thing looks like. Now, if I could just break a piece off. Can you hear it cracking?
Oh God.
Yeah, you can tell this was cooked longer than the other because it's harder. Still not the same crunchy that I was thinking of when I first read the word toffee. Aha! That's why it's cracking. There's a piece of plastic over it.
Huh.
That makes a difference.
That explains everything.
I thought, why does this feel so plasticky? No, because it's plastic.
Yeah.
I still can't get it to... Mm. That's an awful lot of nut.
Too much nuts.
Yeah. Well, I got a handful of chunks.
Yeah.
And I know you're not a big nut person, so...
Yeah.
Well, the nuts are good.
Oh boy.
They remind me a little bit of like almonds, flavor-wise. There, I finally pulled off a piece for you. Mm. Yeah. Goodness, it was like I'm gonna have to have a knife or something to cut through it. Very chewy, but now I know there's plastic over it, which is why I couldn't get it to do anything to start with. The toffee's good. It's got a good flavor.
Yeah.
Think caramel with like chunks of almond in it, and you'll be pretty close. I hope I have enough water to get through this. We only have, what, 3 more things to eat. Why didn't they put an iron brew in here?
Huh.
I still wouldn't have drank it, but anyway. You'll see why I said that in a minute.
Huh.
Grandma Wild's Oaty Biscuits. Simple and delicious oat cookies. Ready to try a Victorian cookie from a 100-year-old recipe? That's no exaggeration, as Grandma Wild's Biscuits has been using Annie Wild's, the ubiquitous grandma, original recipe since 1899.
Damn.
What started as a simple bed and breakfast transformed into a thriving family baking business, currently in its 4th generation. But even after all that time, the recipes are still faithful to Annie Wild's vision. They're just like how Grandma used to make. I like oatmeal cookie.
Yeah.
Let's have an oatmeal cookie.
Especially with raisins in it. Oatmeal raisins the best kind.
Oh, these are just plain oatmeal, but
Yeah.
yes, I do like an oatmeal raisin cookie. Alright, so it just looks like a cookie. Pretty good.
Yeah.
It tastes very similar to the recipe I used to make with Mom's recipe. I don't know where she got it from, but I got it from her. And my thing was I would always overcook them slightly somehow. I did it exactly as the recipe said, and mine always came out crunchy like this. Because I guess I was overbaking them, because when she did them, they were always soft. And I did them the same way, and mine always came out crunchy, and hers always came out like soft and chewy.
Huh.
I don't know. Flavor-wise, these are very, very similar. Nostalgia.
Huh.
I miss Mom.
Yeah.
Really should have had a cup of tea sitting here while I was eating all these. I have to open the other bottle.
Oh.
1 pounder fizzy Iron Brew soft candy.
Huh.
Gummy candies inspired by a famous Scottish soda. So I guess these are supposed to taste like Iron Brew, so they didn't put one in the box. In visiting Scotland, there's one drink worth trying: Iron Brew. And now they spell it IRN-BRU, where this is spelling it out Iron Brew, as you can see on the screen. Often called Scotland's second national drink, whiskey being the first. The recipe is a closely guarded secret that only 2 people are ever allowed to know at the same time.
Huh.
When it hit the market in 1901, it was originally called Strahan's Brew. Strahan's Brew? I don't know how to say the name. I think it's Strahan, I don't know. And has stayed pretty elusive since. No one? Oh goodness. No one can quite nail down the flavor of the vivid orange-tinted soft drink, but the most common description includes citrus and bubble gum. That doesn't sound very appetizing to me. Take a long chew of these brew-inspired chews and take your best attempt at nailing down Scotland's most famous flavor. You already said it's not whiskey. Could put a bottle of whiskey in there, I would have been happy. Send me an Ireland box and put a bottle of Jameson in it. Now, if I want that, I bought a bottle. It's right over there. I can't see it because the fan's in the way, but I know where it's at. Yeah.
I wonder how strong, like, top of the morning coffee is. Because I was thinking, like, if we're getting obsessed with coffee nowadays,
Who's obsessed?
I mean, you've been with the Snickers and other coffee.
They look like little bottles. They're orange. There is an orange flavor there. And there's something else. Is it bubblegum?
No idea.
I kind of think it is. I think citrus and bubblegum is pretty accurate.
Yeah?
And somehow it's working.
Huh.
Well, who knew? It's more orange than anything. This is driving me nuts. So we'll go ahead and read about this. We're not drinking it because it's soda. Vimto soda. Sweet English soda with blackcurrant, grape, and raspberry flavor. That actually doesn't sound bad. When John Newell Nichols first created a soda of mixed fruits, herbs, and spices in 1908, he expected it to overtake the country as the next biggest health drink. But as the popularity of carbonated beverages began to rise, he quickly changed gears, calling it a cordial in 1913, and then a soft drink later on. And it was that soft drink branding that won the day. With the drink rising to stardom in the 1930s, and it's still popular today. You can even see a monument to the iconic drink in Manchester.
Huh.
So, Vimto. Brother's going to have even more stuff to try when he comes down
Yeah.
next time. We're not going to be making this today. At some point we will, and hopefully I'll remember to record it. Yorkshire pudding and pancake mix. Crispy on the outside, creamy on the inside, eggy all throughout. The best Sunday roast? The kind served with all the trimmings. That means a side of potatoes, some veggies, and of course, Yorkshire pudding. These little treasures are almost magic. The pancake-like batter is dropped into a hot muffin tin along with either butter or the drippings from the roast. They usually suggest using the drippings because it gives it flavor. The batter bubbles, and it doesn't take long for them to puff up into these iconic little pastries with a custardy center. Expect them to poof into big, pillowy, souffle-like treats. That's what they look like. Yeah, that sounds really good to me. That's something I would eat. And the last thing in the box. Da-da-da! Hopefully I can finish the video without coughing myself to death. Dean's All Butter Shortbread Cookies. Crumbly shortbread with a big buttery taste. Will you stop eating all the chips? I'm going to want some of those, you know. This Yums story takes place in rural Huntly, Scotland. It begins as many Scottish
What the hell?
I have forgotten how to read. Right, words, they don't work anymore. Okay, let's try this again. Take 2. This Yums story takes place in rural Huntly, Scotland. It begins as many Scottish tales begin, with bagpipes. Back in 1975.
What the hell?
All right. I'm having a complete breakdown now. You would think I could just read, but no, words are not coming out right at all. Back in 1975, Bill and Helen Dean wanted to raise money for the Huntly Pipe Band, of which Bill was a drummer. And they could think of no better way than by selling Helen's super crumbly, extra buttery shortbread. Fast forward to today, and the Deans of Huntly are a household name all across Scotland, but not for bagpipes. So these are a butter cookie, which the Jammy Dodgers start with a butter cookie and then they put a filling in. This is just the cookie part. So it makes sense that there's some, Scottish shortbread. But you know what? I'm surprised. There's no Walker's shortbread. There's no Cadbury chocolate. The 2 things I would have expected in a UK box are not in there. So that's what they look like. They're nice and thick. There's 2 whole cookies in the pack, so that's good.
Yay.
If I can get the other one out. Actually, not bad.
No?
I'm kind of funny when it comes to shortbread because a lot of times it's the texture of it more than the flavor. I like the flavor. But sometimes I think the texture is like sand. This is less sandy to me. Pretty good. I like them. Oh, I should have gotten my cow out. But I had a hand in the cow. There's a recipe for oatmeal scones or scones. Scotland's favorite breakfast. Oh, yeah, put it that way. You can take a look and try to get the recipe if you want. Make oatmeal scones Scotland's favorite breakfast. Scottish scones are a bit different than English or American counterparts. Not only do they call for the addition of oatmeal, but they're also cooked in a pan instead of the oven, making for a crisper take on the UK classic. So it takes a cup of all-purpose flour, half teaspoon baking powder, half teaspoon cream of tartar, 2 tablespoons oatmeal, 1 tablespoon maple syrup or honey, 1 tablespoon sugar, 1 egg, butter for greasing the pan, and honey or jam to serve. Sift the flour, baking powder, and cream of tartar into a large mixing bowl. Add the oats and mix thoroughly. There's only 2 tablespoons of oatmeal. That's hardly any. Add the syrup, sugar, and egg, whisking all until all fully incorporated. Heat a small amount of butter in a frying pan. Drop 2 tablespoons of the mixture into the pan, using a spoon to spread out to desired size. Cook for about 3 minutes and flip over. Cook for another 3 minutes until done. And it's supposed to make 4. And then they suggest try topping them with jam, honey, or clotted cream. And there's a whole controversy over there in the UK about what goes first, the clotted cream or the jam.
Huh.
Does it really matter? If you want the jam first, put the jam first. If you want the cream first, put the cream first. It's going to taste the same, right?
Yeah.
You're putting the same ingredients in there. It's just a topping. If you can find it, try using British golden syrup instead of maple syrup. I believe golden syrup is similar to corn syrup, but I'm not sure what the difference is. There's a difference, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. Customize your scones by putting your own spices or dried fruit. I bet they'd be good with like a pinch of cinnamon or something in them. I like a little cinnamon in my oatmeal cookies. I don't know. Let's see. It's giving Victorian. The Victorian idea of a good time was different than today, or was it? Which one of our 6 Instagram posts are inspired by the Victorian era, and which one is the Victorian bot?
No idea.
Oh crap, I can't read that. It's too small.
Humans.
Nothing says hashtag spring than a picnic with the kids in the cemetery.
Oh boy.
I believe they did do that back then, but they would do that now.
Yeah.
I would do that now.
Yeah.
And I know Bonaventure Cemetery down in Savannah, that was like Sundays, people would come and have picnics on the graves of their relatives and stuff. And a lot of times they would like sit on the bench, and if they were having a drink, an adult beverage, they would pour some out for the other person. The next one says, "Hey besties, today's beauty hack is so cheap and easy, you're not going to believe it. Drop a tiny... What?
Ha!
Drop a tiny bit of lemon juice in each eye.
What the fuck?
That's going to burn like a mother.
Yeah, that's gonna kill you. Most likely.
Your eyes will look beautiful almost instant. No, they're going to be bright red because you're going to be in pain.
Yeah?
Hashtag not as bad as it sounds. Hashtag beauty is pain."
Oh,
It's going to frickin' burn, man.
it's gonna fuck you up.
Then the next one says, "It's a boy. JK, it's a mummy. Hashtag gender reveal. Hashtag mummy unwrapping party."
What the?
Did they do gender reveal parties previously? I know that's a big thing now.
No.
I've never heard of it when I was pregnant with you.
Yeah. Nowadays, it barely even matters.
Nowadays, that's the big thing, is how to outdo everybody else with your gender reveal.
Yeah.
Then the next one says, It's hashtag Science Saturday. Hoping this time Grandma finally gives up the secret soused pig's face recipe. Stay tuned. Hashtag Afterlife. Hashtag Memento Mori. Hashtag Ghost Talks. Hashtag Family Recipes.
Huh.
I don't know what soused pig's face is.
Neither do I.
Okay, the next one says, here's another beauty hack for my girlies.
Oh, God.
Take that leftover beef from dinner and turn it into the most luxurious face mask ever.
What the hell? What is wrong with you people?
Why are you putting beef on your face? My skin has never felt so soft. Hashtag beauty hack. Hashtag DIY beauty.
Jeez.
Oh, God. Why? Why would you put beef on your face?
Just eat it already.
I guess it's the drippings, but I mean, I would use the drippings to make the gravy, so
Yeah,
you putting gravy on your face? Is that what they're doing?
probably.
Because they're showing it painting something on there. Okay. The last one says, finally got my hands on a genuine ruby beetle brooch. His legs twitch. Be jealous.
Huh.
So, I will cover up the answer. There's the pictures. What is real and what's not? Or what's Victorian and what's not? Any ideas?
I would say.
Considering I've already seen the answer.
I would say the one with the juice in the eye has got to be some sort of weird, like,
Excuse me?
modern day torture. Because that would. No.
Oh, I would have thought the other way, but knowing what I know about lemon juice being acid and it burns when it accidentally gets squirt in your eye.
Yeah. It's like putting it on a cut. Ew.
Yeah.
Which I've done that.
So, what do you think?
Either that or the beef.
Well, I mean, there's 6 choices.
Yeah,
You want the answer?
probably.
They are all Victorian.
What the hell is wrong with these people?
But thing is, people still do picnics in cemeteries.
Yeah.
They still do gender reveal parties. They still do trying to communicate with people of the past.
Yeah.
And who wouldn't want a beetle brooch?
Yeah.
I just don't know about the putting lemon juice in your eyes and painting your face with beef. Those were the two I thought were definitely Victorian. And I thought cemeteries probably started Victorian. Then we have all the nutrition information. And it says, did you enjoy your trip to the United Kingdom this month? And then you can take a survey, yes or no, whatever. So, there we have it. We made it through all the goodies in the box. I want another one of these chips.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Yeah, probably the chips. Yeah.
How did I know you were going to say that?
Yeah.
Just because ever since we opened them, you've been...
Yeah.
Well, let's do it. Favorite savory thing. I think we both are going to say
Yeah,
these
definitely.
sea salt and malt vinegar chips. What's your favorite, like, cake or cookie pastry type thing?
Probably the one with the filling in the middle. Yeah, that.
Where I think we're both agreeing here, too. So I like the Jammy Dodgers. My second choice would have been that oatmeal bar thing that we had way at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then as far as the candies, we had the rhubarb and custard, we had the sour raspberry, we had the iron brew chewy things, the Brazil nut toffee, the clotted cream fudge, the millions that were like the nerds, and the banana toffee. So out of all that, what do you think was your favorite candy item?
Yeah, Probably the banana one.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards that. And I think my second choice is probably maybe these raspberry bonbon thing. Or why do I keep saying raspberry? It clearly says rhubarb.
Ha!
I think that's my second choice. But yeah, we're both in agreement here.
Yeah.
I think the banana toffee for sure. I really liked it. It had just a subtle hint of the banana. I liked it better than the Brazil nut toffee just because of the nuts.
Yeah.
Now, I like nuts, but I have issues with nuts sometimes because they get stuck in my teeth. And there was an awful lot of nuts in that packet. If it was fewer nuts, I might have liked it more. I don't know.
Probably.
Interesting how we agreed all the way through on these.
Yeah.
But yeah, these salt and vinegar chips are so good.
Yeah.
Better than any we've gotten around here.
Yeah.
And we got some good ones here.
Yep. Lay's, Cons.
Cons.
Yeah. Those. And doesn't like Mr. B do something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Or... Yeah.
Lay's are pretty good. They're kind of like your low level.
Yeah.
Mr. B, I think, would be very comparable to Lay's. And Hare's, they're all right. Cons are probably the better ones.
Yeah.
I do like the Snyder's of, is it Hanover? There's two different Snyder's companies. One is Hanover and one is
Berlin.
Berlin. Maybe it's Berlin.
Maybe.
One of them has a Piccadilly salt and vinegar chip, and it is really good. And I would put it and Cons at the same level. I think they're pretty equal. This tops them all.
Yeah.
But I think it's because they're using malt vinegar.
Yeah.
And not just a generic vinegar. Malt vinegar has a whole different taste, and I think that's why we like it so much.
Yeah.
But I know what we're having for dinner, so you finishing this bag of chips.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite savory thing in the box.
Yeah.
Of course, I might make Yorkshire pudding sometime and think, ooh, that's great. But
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I've actually liked more savory things recently than sweet things. I mean, yeah, they're all right. I just don't really care too much at the moment about like sweet things. I mean, it depends on what they are.
yeah.
But I'm more into savory now. Like, I'd rather have that salty.
Well, you're like
You
me. You
know.
go through cycles.
I think.
I have a feeling you're probably going to eat more of the fudge, though.
Yeah, maybe.
And you're probably going to eat more of the 2 onion-based.
Yeah, most likely.
Although these pickled onion rings, I kind of like them because they really have the vinegar flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the vinegar flavor there. Lamb and rosemary, I didn't taste lamb or rosemary. They just tasted like kettle chips to me. And if these would have pushed the mature cheddar flavor a little more and backed the onion down just a hair, I'd like them better.
Yeah.
They were okay. But the sea salt and malt vinegar, definitely my favorite of the chips.
Yeah.
Chips and or crisps.
Yep.
So, anything else to add? Other than you're weird? Being your normal weird self. Okay. So, I'm still thinking I'm probably going to end up canceling this particular box.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm still on the line about, or on the fence about, Soul Box. I'll give it one more and make a decision then.
Yeah.
I love the treats we get in here.
Yeah.
I think we get a good variety of things.
Yeah.
It's just having the 2 boxes come so badly damaged.
Yeah. 1 out of 3 is just not really that good.
And, finally we get one that's in good shape and not a mess. So I'm really happy with this box. And now I'm kind of debating. But I got to see what's going on with work first before I can really make a determination. Because there are a couple things I'm looking at. One of them is a cryptid crate, which I think what we'll do is get like the one-time one and try it. Excuse me. And then if we like it, then we drop one of the snack boxes and we get that. I don't think they're out of line price-wise, as I've looked at stuff that was in past boxes and things. And for a Cryptid Crate Light, which is the one I'm looking at right now, it starts at $22.99 if you don't get a shirt. And then different size shirts, the larger the shirt, the more it costs, because obviously it costs the guy more to get the shirts to make the shirts. So if I get a shirt that fits me, we're up to like $34, which is not bad. That's $12 for a t-shirt. At the Mothman Museum, they were probably twice that.
Yeah.
Just for a t-shirt.
Yeah,
you can buy just a plain t-shirt for that money.
Yeah.
And this is going to be one that the guy designs and prints to order. So, I don't think that's out of line at all. And then you get, I don't know, like 4 or 5 other items, something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it's going to be like stickers and things. Maybe a book.
Yeah.
But I still think, it's a small business. It's through Etsy. So Etsy stuff's already going to be a little more expensive to start with.
Yeah.
It's cryptids, which are kind of a unique situation in itself. So I'm looking at that. I'll probably go ahead and get one at some point, just if for no other reason, so I could get more stuff to put in my journal.
Yeah.
I got a package today. It's up in there in that box. A lady that I was talking to on Facebook in one of the journaling groups I'm in did a sketchbook, and every day for a month she did a different cryptid. She took pictures of them so I could see what she had, and I thought, oh, these are really cool. So she printed off copies of each one and sent them to me. So I'm pretty excited. That'll be a neat thing to add. Still gathering more stuff. I need to remember to send that lady these Bigfoot stickers I got. Because I have duplicates. I ended up ordering the same packet of Bigfoot stickers 4 times. And it's all in how Temu presented them.
Yeah.
I got 3 of them in one package, and then the next order I had, there was another packet of them.
Huh.
So she's going to get a whole packet of stickers. Along with a couple others that I got. What I would really like to get a hold of are some old copies of Weekly World News. But if they're wanting about $20 a piece on eBay, there's no way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to cut them up. I want something I can tear up. I wonder if they have a website where I can just print off the articles.
I don't know.
And then maybe get a hold of some like newsprint and print them off on that. And there's a guy on Etsy that will do newspaper articles. And what he does is he prints off the articles onto newsprint so that they look realistic. And I was like, well, I can do that. I got a printer.
Yeah.
Oh, I need more water. That's empty now. All right. So, well, it's 6:30. We should probably think about dinner before we eat too many more snacks. Not like we're ruining our dinner or anything. What do you want? Not going out today.
No.
I'm going out too much. Here, I slow you down from eating any more of the chips because I want some more of them. You're scarfing them down faster than I can. Anyway, hopefully next video I will know more about what's going on at work
Yeah.
because they're not sure where they're putting me yet.
Yeah.
But they're moving people around, and I really enjoyed working with the guy last night that I was training with. He was a lot of fun. And I can't believe he got me to play basketball.
Ha.
I said, I don't know much about sports. Oh, there were two people training me and then him. And that's what he likes. So we all stood outside and shot hoops for a couple hours, and my poor arm feels like it's going to fall off. But it was already hurting before that from, what, almost 2 months now?
Yeah.
Moving that stuff around. Whew. If I wasn't so against going to the doctor, I hate going to the doctor.
Yeah.
I'd go get it looked at, but they're going to tell me to rest it
Yeah.
and probably give me Motrin 800s, and, well, shoot, I could take 4 regular ibuprofen and not have to go to the pharmacy. It's the same amount. I mean, although the 800s I think are like a longer lasting time release rather than a all at one hit.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to not take too many of them.
Yeah.
Take it about once a day. What I should have done was taken it before we played basketball.
Yeah, probably.
So that I wouldn't have been in quite as much pain. But I was worn out. I know everybody else was worn out. We were sitting there watching. What were we watching? Oh, Dog the Bounty Hunter. I'd never watched it before, and the other 2 ladies seemed to like it, so I was like, yeah, whatever. And they kept dozing off. And I'm sitting there with my phone playing a game. I don't know the internet password at his house, so I wasn't doing anything I had to get online for. But I have a couple games I can play without internet connection.
Yeah.
And, or using up data. So I was sitting there doing that just to keep myself awake. Because I was fighting it too. We were all tired.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we spent 2 hours or something like that outside playing basketball. And it was very hot.
Yeah.
It's just getting hotter. I mean, either tomorrow or Saturday is supposed to be in the 90s.
Oh, God.
And it's been upper 80s all week. Mid to upper 80s.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anyway, that's all I got for right now. I don't know what's coming next. Oh, I need to put these back in the box.
Yeah.
Sniffle, sniffle, sniffle. And no, I'm not sick. It's just allergies. I know it sounds terrible, but I have notoriously bad sinuses, and then it's allergy season, and pollen has been incredibly high lately. Miserably so. Anyway, if I'm going to make dinner, we probably ought to do the spiel and move on, unless you got something important to talk about. I think we can maybe skip the video game rant this video, because we're already at an hour and 40 minutes.
Huh.
Anything? You? All right, so I guess that's it. We'll do the spiel and then we'll finally end this craziness. So remember to do all the YouTubey things. Comment, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell icon to be notified of future uploads should the YouTube gods deem it worthy. And we will see you in the next video, whatever it may be. At this point, I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
I can't remember what has been renewed and what hasn't. So whatever the next thing is.
Yeah.
I thought Special Delivery Box had renewed, but when I looked it up on their website, I couldn't find anything showing it had renewed, and it says the next renewal isn't until September.
Huh.
There should have been a renewal. The last box would have been, let's see, it's every 3 months, so March, June. We should have just renewed it.
Huh.
And I'm pretty sure PayPal said it was paid. So I don't know anything other than that. I had never got anything from them saying that it was renewed or that it's been shipped or anything. It's supposed to be a quarterly box, so that's every 3 months. So in theory, special delivery should be coming. But when I looked it up on their website, I was thoroughly confused, so I don't know. I'd like to know. So I'm pretty sure I paid for it. I'll have to look it up on PayPal and make sure. Soulbox either just renewed or is about to renew. Snack Crate usually renews at the end of the month, and we just did Snack Crate not that long ago.
Yeah.
Boxu's not until next week sometime. Like the 19th, I think.
Yeah.
Or that might have been Japan Crate. I get confused. I like Boxu. We're going to keep Boxu for a while. I like Snack Crate. So really, it's between Universal Yums and Soulbox. I'm not too sure what we're doing with them. Do we give Universal Yums another month?
No idea.
I like the stuff that comes in the boxes. I just don't like how, especially the 1 month when it was clearly a damaged box and they sent it to me anyway. Because they put it inside another shipper and printed a new label.
Yeah.
So, not thrilled about that. However, so that I'm really on the fence because I don't know.
Yeah.
The Korean, the Soul Box, it feels like a lot of the stuff has been very similar. And that's kind of the problem I ran into with Japan Crate. And I'm not using the K-Beauty item.
Yeah.
So is it really worth it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I go through this every month. Are we keeping it? Are we not keeping it?
Who knows?
I don't know. Anyway. I'm going to get off of here. We're almost at an hour and 45. So we will see you in the next video, whatever it may be. Bye-bye.